Ciao Bella, welcome to Bella and Uncinetto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. This is month 2 of the Liberal Arts Make-Along, and I'm so excited for all of the people that joined in January, and I hope that they continue to join in and that you join me as well in the month of February. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I have been thinking for a while about doing a make along, and I wanted it to be a make along because I wanted it to be more inclusive and have people able to do all sorts of things that they love and not necessarily just yarny crafts. So I wanted to join two of the things that I love, right? Reading and crafting, and put them together. So this make along is reading based. And by that I mean your projects are based on things that you are reading or have read in the past. And we have a new genre each month. So last month we had historical fiction, and I received several entries, and I have not drawn the winner yet. So today, the day that you're watching this, is February 2nd. Everyone has until the end of the month to turn in their entries, which for January was Saturday, January 31st. So at the time this video is going out, I would have only had a couple of days to even look at all of the entries, put things together. And as a single parent and someone who works a full-time job, I'm not going to pressure myself to get the winner video out before I do the next month's video. So hopefully by Saturday, that's my goal, is to get the video out for the winner, because I do have other things that I'm doing this month on my channel. So I want to make sure that I am clear that yes, I will be drawing for the winner for January, but I want to go ahead and get February's video out. That way everyone has the opportunity to get started, right? So yesterday I put up an Advent box opening, and that's the other thing that's going to be continuing through this month. So there's going to be kind of multiple things that are happening in the month. So February may have a lot of extra videos instead of just my Monday, Wednesday, Friday content. There will not be a video every single day, but it will be something to look forward to. So I'll have, like, whenever I finish my book and I do my project for February, that video will come out. I have other things coming out. So I just want you to understand the process so that you know I do have in mind to put these things out. They are coming, but I am not going to make myself insane with trying to get it done before the next month comes out. Okay, so I have my notes here for February, and we will get started on that. So this month I wanted to, I kind of went back and forth. I thought February would be a great time for like a love story. But then I thought, oh, maybe that will be like too expected. And I didn't really want to read that right now. There will be a romance genre coming at some point, but it doesn't have to be necessarily a dirty book. If that's what you like to read, hey, by all means, right? I indulge for sure. But it doesn't have to be. It could be a love story. It could be finding love within yourself. I don't know. That's not what we're doing this month. I'm just saying that that is a genre that I have on my list, because it is a big genre. There are lots of people that read romance stories. But I decided against that this month because I have a lot of books on my shelves, and I thought, what's one that I've wanted to read but I haven't had a chance to yet? and let's go from there. So I actually have not picked out all the books that I want to read because I have my list. My list is in my book here of all the genres. Now I know that I have books that go with all of these genres, but I have not picked them out yet because I thought to myself, well, what if I'm out somewhere and I see a book and I want to use that instead, but I've already shared what books I'm reading for the whole year. So that's why I'm definitely taking it month by month. And as I finished the book for the previous month, I started thinking about what I wanted to do for February. So we could, I could have a clear idea by the time I came on camera. Okay. So this month we are going to be doing fairy tales slash fantasy because there's usually some sort of fantasy element to a fairy tale, and there are definitely like archetypal structures to fantasy novels. So I thought that that would be a nice blend because what I am reading this month, and I do not, oh, I want all of these so badly, but I don't have all of them yet. I am reading Go the Distance, which is a twisted fairy tale. And there are a couple of authors that are writing these books. I have some of them. I don't have all of them. But it looks at specifically Disney movies and kind of turns the story on its head. Okay? So I've read the one with Aladdin and Jasmine. I've read the Sleeping Beauty one. There's another one that I have that I haven't read yet, but I know that there are a lot of these books, and I desperately want all of them, but I only have 5 of them. So I've read 2 of them. I have 2 on my shelf that I still haven't read, and then this is one that I'm going to read for this month. Okay, so it is a fairy tale fantasy style book in that it deals with um, the magical, mystical sorts of things. However, it is also, in this instance, a little bit of the mythology, right? Because it deals with Hercules and you have Hades here on the front cover. So this says, what if Meg had to become a Greek god? After Hercules proves he's a true hero and regains his godhood, all seems right in the world. That is until Zeus tells Megara that she can't be with Hercules because she's, well, mortal. Okay? So I really enjoy these books because they take the fairy tale and or the legend or the myth or the whatever the story is, and they kind of turn it on its head. And one of the things that I really enjoy looking at are like adaptations and twists and turns. And when I have my students write fairy tales, I almost always tell them that they can make it a fractured fairy tale. So they can take some element or multiple elements of the story and change them. They can change the setting, they can change the characters, they can change the ending. They don't have to make it a happily ever after. Like, it can be dark, that's okay. Not all stories are happy. And I know that people don't necessarily want their children to have that understanding, but I think it's important literary wise to understand those things because the human experience isn't always happy, right? Unfortunately, we all have trials and tribulations that we go through. So being able to make those connections and things that you're reading can be helpful for so many people. But for this month, we are going to be reading, this is what I'm going to be reading, but you can read or listen to, right? It can be an audiobook. Any fantasy fairy tale story that you like. Okay? remember, the things that are important here are that the project that you're doing has inspiration from the story. Now, the inspiration can be from the cover, it can be from the main characters, it can be from a secondary character, a setting, a plot point. It could be a beautiful tree that was described in the book. I don't care what your inspiration is. I want to know what it is, but it doesn't have to be, oh, it has to be inspired by the main character. No, because reading has different pulls and tugs for different people. So things that catch your mind and that get your brain sparked and get you thinking about all of those things. Uh, it's so different, right? And I don't want to put that box on you or on myself. Uh, but you have to email me your book. So, what book you're reading. I need a picture of your project, and I need to know what from the book inspired you to create that project. Okay? So, I don't have to have a picture of the book necessarily, just the title and the author, and then the inspiration, and then a picture of whatever it is that you make. Now, the make along is that it's a make along. It does not have to be fiber arts related, it doesn't have to be crochet, knit. It could be resin, it could be uh, a coloring page, it can be paper mache, it can be a watercolor. I really, you could make a flower collage. I don't care, right? As long as it's tied to the genre of the book that I've chosen, because I'm choosing the genre. Now I am choosing to read the book each month. So whatever book I'm choosing, I'm reading. It's a book I've never read before. That's a challenge for myself. It doesn't have to be a challenge for you. This can be a book you've previously read. It can be a book that you've read to your children if you have children, or your grandchildren if you have grandchildren, or to your class if you're a teacher. I want to make this as accessible as possible. Okay? And that's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. I read very quickly. And I'm not saying that in any sort of bragging form. I read very quickly. I get through probably an average of 10 books a month. I am a voracious reader. I love words. Okay? So me reading a book, and I'm showing you what I'm reading. This is not the only thing I'm reading in the month. It's not going to take me very long to get through most books. Some books I struggle with if it's like something's happening that bothers me or that I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around, but I'll just put it down and come back to it later. So, but I don't necessarily want someone to be stressed out about this. If you want to join in, I don't want you to feel stressed. I want you to want to do this. So that's why it does not have to be a book that you've read that you're currently reading. You have to have read the book at some point in your life. Okay? But not everyone reads at the same speed, and that's okay. Right? I tell my students that all the time. We're reading books. It's okay that you don't all read at the same pace. But something that you've read. Okay? So what else have I not talked about? Oh, the prize. So each month I'm doing a prize. And so that's why I was talking about earlier about drawing the winner for January. So, and then I am still toying with the idea. I really want to give people who have been in it all year long the opportunity to win something, especially if they don't win something within the year. I mean, that's 12 opportunities to win, but I would like to do something potentially for people who have entered all year long. So if you didn't enter for January, you still have the opportunity to win a monthly prize. But um, maybe by the end of this month, I'll decide if I'm going to do that. But I did say that in January. So when I did the January video, I did say that I was toying with the idea of doing something for people who have entered the whole year. So this is not the first time I've said it, but I do want people who stay dedicated to the make along maybe get a little something too, if they, especially if they haven't won. Um, and if they have, va bene, they win twice. I don't know. But, oh, that's the other thing. I already had an email in January. Somebody was upset because they, I said something about making a granny square. And they said, well, how would that be fair if somebody won with a granny square and somebody else made a blanket? Listen. Whatever inspires you, that's what you make. If you feel like you can make a blanket in a month, bravo to you. But I'm not determining the dedication to what you're making, how long it takes you. None of that fits into what I'm listing the people who are entering, and then I'm doing a random draw. Okay? That's what I'm doing. So I'm not making it a difficulty thing or anything like that, because especially with being different crafts, I don't know how to do some of those things that people are entering. So how can I say the level of difficulty is this versus this is harder, easier? I don't know. And it doesn't need to be that hard. It doesn't need to be that like competitive. This, I mean, yes, there's a prize, but it's not a prize for who did the biggest thing or who did the most involved thing or none of that. It's just for participating. And if that's not good enough for you, go somewhere else. Like, I don't want to be rude, but man, I want to say so many other things. But if just the joy of participating and potentially winning a prize and doing something because you love reading and crafting is not enough for you, go somewhere else. I want people to join, but I don't want there to be tension. Okay? So this is for fun. This is for joy. This is for inspiration. That's all. Okay? So, the prize for February. Sorry, soapbox. I'm so sorry. So the prize for February is going to be either, so you can choose, because when I wrote this down, I thought, well, not everybody is into fiber arts. So you can do a pattern book. So if you knit or crochet or weave or whatever and you want a pattern book, I can send you a pattern book up to the value of 20 US dollars. Okay? Uh, or you can have 20 US dollars towards supplies. I'm not going to buy the supplies for you, but if you do resin or paper mache, or you need more canvases for your acrylic or oil pastels or what I don't know. But I will just send you $20 towards supplies. So you can choose, right? At the end, you can have a pattern book up to the value of 20 US dollars, and I will probably send it through Amazon or the website that the pattern book comes from, if it says publisher or something. But it has to be able to be mailed to you, right? So if you live somewhere where I can't mail it to you, well, then I can't give you that prize if you win. Okay? So the $20 would be where it's kind of an either or thing, because for some places it really depends on where you live for some of these things. Okay? So that's going to be the prize for February, and you have until the end of February, which is, I know it's I just don't know what day of the week it is, so I don't want to say it wrong. Okay, so it's Saturday. It's another Saturday. Look at that. Saturday, February 28th, and you have until midnight Pacific time in the US. So it's going to go all the way that way. Um, and then however you wish to join in, please do. Please feel free. I did also get this question just really quickly before I wrap up. I did get this question about, can I share your video? Absolutely, you can share my video. I want people to be involved. I want people to be excited. You don't have to be a content creator to be a part of it. I know that some of the people that have joined are content creators, but you don't have to be. I also have people that are subscribed to my channel that joined in. I also have people who are not subscribed to my channel that joined in, and that's okay, right? If you're making something, then you deserve the opportunity to be entered in for the prize. If you're following the rules, then you don't have to be subscribed. That's not one of the rules. But I mean, if you're emailing me, if you're taking the time to think about the book, find an inspiration, make something, and email me about it, well then, yeah, sure. So, just to recap, it is fantasy fairy tales is the genre for February. You have until Saturday, February 28th to get me your entry. That is Pacific time, midnight Pacific time. And it has to be something that inspired you from some fairy tale or fantasy story that you've read at some point in your life. This is the book that I'm reading for this month, but you do not have to read the book in the month. It could be something that you've previously read. Okay? If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments, or you can email me. You can also put them in my Facebook group or in my community here on YouTube. I keep wanting to say community tab, and then I stop myself, and then I stumble. So, and if you've made something for January and you haven't posted it yet and you'd like to post it, even if you've emailed it to me, if you want to post it in my community, please feel free. I would love for you to. Okay? Uh, Maybe that will help somebody else see other crafts that they can do. Because even if you do fiber arts, not everything that you do each month has to be fiber arts for this make along. All right? So, I hope that that is a thorough enough explanation. But if you think that I missed something, or if you have a question, email me, put it in the comments, put it in my Facebook group, put it in the community, whatever you like, right? I check them all. And let's make February another great month for the liberal arts Mal. Okay? And until I see you again, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella!